I'm Suzanne, the kitchen knitter, and this is my little bit of the internet where I show you what I've been knitting and sewing. Today is Tuesday the 12th of March, and quick weather report. It's windy, it's sunny, it's quite cool, but in the sun it's warm, so I've got the washing out, I've got the back door open, but I might close it actually because Cadent are doing some roadworks nearby, and that might be picked up because I've stopped the clock and I've had my phone cleaned. I noticed and somebody else noticed that there was a clicking sound. I don't often look back on my videos, but there was a clicking sound, and it was annoying. And I thought, oh, I can't have that. So my husband rang the Apple Care line or whatever it is, and they said bring it in and we'll clean it. So my husband took it in for me. This was last Monday. I hadn't factored in a trip to Manchester on my day off, so he very kindly did it on his own. We can get the train into Manchester 5 minutes down the road, so he did that, and hopefully I did a little video demo and there was no clicking, so hopefully there should be no background noises. The only background noise I can hear now are birds singing, which I think is acceptable, and I think the men have stopped for the moment, so we'll crack on. I have been knitting I've been focusing, I should say, not knitting. I don't like saying knitting on. I've been focusing on my Stockholm slipover, and I've had a bit of a disaster with it. Disaster's a bit of over the top. And I've just seen another one now. But what I did was I held it up to the light and realised that I'd made a stitch. So I tinked it back, and now look what I've got. I've got a ladder. So I wet this, I soaked it this morning, and I'm hoping that it might shrink back in a little bit. I'm not hopeful, but it's not quite as wide as it was. So maybe I could get away with sewing to the back. I could sew that together with like a mattress stitch. I'll see. I have a feeling I'm just going to have to take it back. But what I did was I made a stitch because it's in between two stitches. I'm annoyed with myself on two counts this morning. My husband's John Arbon socks that I bought him at Yarndale came out of the washing machine, and they have to be hand washed. So of course they're felted, haven't they? Oh dear, so annoyed. Anyway, this is the progress on my. We were away this weekend. We went down to my son's, he lives in Hampshire. So we had a lovely weekend. We had a little on Saturday. We went down Friday, and on Saturday we went to Winchester and had a lovely lunch and a little pootle around the shops. Went into a lovely bookshop just down from Jane Austen's house, and I went into the White Company because it's one of my favourite shops, and bought some white plimsolls for the summer. So I'm summer ready. And I used to buy them from Cabbages and Roses, but they don't sell them anymore. And I like this particular style. They've got like the little eyelets but no laces. It's and then the elastic underneath. So I bought those. And then on Sunday, Mothering Sunday, we went to Southsea, which is not too far from where my son lives, and you have to sort of go through Portsmouth, and it's kind of next door. So we walked along the beach, and we did all the beachy things, like there was skim stones in the sea, into the sea, and then they played pitch and putt. I looked after the bags, and then we came home, and my daughter-in-law and I had a cosy watch of Sense and Sensibility when I did some knitting, while my son cooked a roast dinner, which was delicious. He does a very good roast dinner. with all the trimmings, and an apple pie and crumble as well. Well, actually it was apple and blackberry. He'd got some blackberries in the freezer, so we had an apple and blackberry with custard. Ooh, it was so nice, so nice. And then we came home yesterday, and I should be at work today, but I decided I would take the day off to just, well, I always say put the house back to rights. I mean, we haven't been in it since Friday, but normally Friday I do certain things, hoovering, dusting and all that sort of thing, which I didn't do on Friday. So of course, in my mind, the house is filthy and needs sorting out. So I got all that done at the crack of dawn, because I get it all done out the way, and then the rest of the day is mine to either sit and knit or do some sewing. I'm sewing some, I think I showed the box on my last podcast, the Aurora Star quilt, and it's a block of the month, and this morning I received the third block of the month with Marches, so I need to crack on. So I might do some of that this afternoon. So this is my, I digress. This is my Stockholm slipover, and you knit it top down. So you see, there's another one there. I don't know if you can see it on the, see there. I don't know what I've done there. I think what I've done there is I've only knitted with you knit with two strands. This is John Albon's Exmoor sock in the colourway. I think it's Builder in Clouds. It's the Exmoor sock. It's 50-gram balls, and this is Biche and Bush. And you knit them together, and I think I've just so I don't know whether I should take it all. I'm going to see what happens with this. I think I can mend that little one at the bottom. So you're starting off at the top, and then you've got the shaping here, and then that's I've got to leave it on the needles now and go back to the shoulder and pick up some stitches. But I took it away with me at the weekend, but didn't have another needle with me, 4mm needle. So it's kind of stationary, but I need to think about this bit here. I'm showing you the back. Need to think about this bit here. The pattern, I think everybody knows this pattern, but I'll show you what it should look like. Actually, I've got the overhead light on here, and maybe I don't need it. Yeah, that's it there. You can see the writing through it, can't you? That's what it should look like. So, I wonder if is that any better? So I'm going to let this dry, and I'll have a go at perhaps mattress stitching it together. See what it looks like. If not, I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and pull it out. But so annoying. I should have just left it really, but then it was a gaping hole, which I probably could have just put a little stitch in. Anyway, I'm pushing that back in there and it's wet. Damp. Right, so that's one thing I'm concentrating on. The other thing is I cast on a pair of socks. Now I think I showed this wool yarn in a previous podcast. So I've decided to knit just a plain pair of socks, plain vanilla socks. But I think I might have to give these. I'll give them to my husband. I've put on 72 stitches. And I've done a 1x1 rib, but I've done a 3x1 rib along here. I just thought oops, they're all going to come off the needle there. I just thought it would rather, because he doesn't want pattern socks. Although those socks I felted this morning were patterned, they were the Scandi socks. They were lovely socks. Anyway, I will replace them. So this is what I've done so far. and it is the Heath sock, and it's a sock set, and you get, these are the, and on reflection I think I should have started with this one at the top, but I'm going to do the toes in that. I don't know about doing a heel, I don't know, but I'm going to do the toe in that. But I think on reflection I should have used this at the top. But anyway, but it's lovely. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm quite pleased with my 3x1 rib. It's a total steal. It's not something I thought of myself, because I don't think for myself. I watched Woolen Wishes, Kirsty and Tracy's lovely podcast, and I think it was Kirsty who knitted the socks, and she said she did a 1x1 rib and then a 3x1 rib. She did her socks had a bit of a pattern to them, but I thought, well, that's a nice idea, and I'm going to try that. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm knitting it in Woolly Mammoth Heath sock, and it is 50% Jacob, 50% Blueface Leicester, which is 100% wool, dyed in Northern Ireland. And this colourway is Grandpa's woolly sock set. So I haven't started another sock. I want to knit them again. I forgot, and when I was winding them up, I forgot to split. So I've got another. I'm knitting them on 2.5 9-inch circulars, and I've got another one. So I'm going to perhaps start the other one today and knit. And it's my knit group tonight, so I think I'll take this with me. Start the other sock, and then it's knitting round and round and round, and I can knit and chat and not have to consecrate. So that's that one. I'm just knitting to the Winnick Mum's vanilla sock pattern. Just doing that one. Actually, have I done 12 minutes? Let's see what this is like, because I think, hello, back again. There's a knock on the door, a parcel, but not for me. So I've just had a look back on the, I think was it 12 minutes in, and there is no clicking, and there doesn't seem to be any outside noise that's interfering or whatever. So that's my sock. And the other thing that I've been focusing on is my Herkel Durkel yarn. This beautiful yarn dyed. Well, I think I've said I'm not sure that this is the one that Gaynor actually dyed. I think it's Les Family yarn I've dyed from the recipe. Still beautiful yarn, and this is as far as I've got. And I'm knitting. I'll show you what I've done so far, and this is the. I can't. It's a pattern. There we are. That's a bit better, isn't it? You can see. But the yarn is gorgeous. Just the right. I'm not very keen on flecked yarns, I think I've said before, but that has just got the right amount. It's lovely. And this pattern, and that's the yarn in the ball. Just so it is the perfect pink. And I'm not a pink person. I'm more for the greys, but this is just a lovely pink. Lovely. And I'll show you what I'm knitting. I'm knitting the, I think you pronounce it Krenaken, by Liz Cork. And that's you can see the pattern at the bottom. And then the rest is all garter. And it's just, I think it'd just be a really nice shawl for the summer on a chilly evening. So I'm on this is the first bit, and it's a 12 pattern, no it's not, yes it is a 12 pattern repeat, and I've got to do 24 12 pattern repeats, and I've only done 4. So I need to, I think I've sort of registered it on the hashtag Cuckoo and Kelly's Mal. Cuckoo, I wrote it on here. What did it? Yeah, Cuckoo and Kelly's Mal is the hashtag, and I've entered it onto there. So I'm really quite pleased with that. Yeah, that's lovely. So that's the other thing I'm concentrating on. So it's really those three things. I am still working on my Jakers. You've seen that so many times. I'm not showing that again until it's actually finished. And I'm down to the sleeve. I'm down to the pattern on the sleeve, and then I've got the other sleeve to do. But I've sent for another set of circular needles so I can do some of the other sleeve as well. I don't too much bother about Sleeve Island, but I feel it moves it on a lot quicker, and I've been knitting this thing for goodness knows how long. And then when we came back yesterday, I came back to this little well, I'll show you what this sewing. I think I spoke last time about slow stitching, and I've got a kit of curated fabrics from Sherry Iris, and I've kind of put it together now. I did the embroidery there. I'm quite pleased with my little bit of embroidery there. And then the idea is you put all the fabrics, you sort of build it up like a collage. But I've added a bit more. I've added a bit of liberty there and there. I was getting a bit, I'm not terribly imaginative, you know, so I'm looking at this thinking, but I was getting a bit sort of bogged down with, do I need to neaten the edges? Do I need the frayed? And I watched Sherry's tutorial, and it's entirely up to yourself as to how you want it to look. And I think Sherry turned hers into a little pouch, a little notions pouch, and she shows you how to do it. So I think I will turn it into something. I'm not just going to leave it. It will be a little. It'll have to be something like a notions pouch, something like that. But I've yet to sew everything down, and it's all just pinned at the moment. So I might even change my mind. I'm not sure about this big piece here. I don't think I've used all the. Oh yes, I've used all the fabric, but I've got some little buttons that came with the kit to sew on. So and I've added a couple of Liberty bits. So we'll see what that turns out like. I've got a couple of more kits, but I just actually love having all these fabrics. So that's and it you know, there's no rush to do it. Take however long. So I mean that's what it's all about. It's full of pins actually, so it's a bit lethal. And I keep it in my little. I can't remember if this is cabbages and it's very faded. It's beautiful. Cabbages and roses, and this is peony and sage, or the other way around. I can't remember. I didn't make it. I bought it. It was from an Etsy shop. I just thought it was so pretty. So that's the sewing, and also the quilt. I'm not going to show you the quilt. I mean, sometimes showing blocks doesn't mean anything, but you make 4 small blocks from one block of the month to put together. And they've all got their names. It's Sophie's Choice and a couple of others, and there's Flying Geese, and I'm getting quite familiar with the names. But when I came back yesterday, there were a couple of parcels waiting for me, and the first one I opened was this beauty from the Stitchery, and I have got some kits, but I just couldn't resist that one, and I'm going to do that. And also I also bought a little pattern to do, and this is gorgeous. It's vintage linen. Oh, it's so lovely. And I treated myself to some threads. These sort of pinky greens, these beautiful, beautiful coloured threads. So that's from the Stitchery. And and I got some, when I was watching Sherry's tutorial, she was using applique pins. So I had to have some, so I bought some little tub of applique pins. They're very small and very sharp, apparently. So I've got those. So I'm going to put those in with my stitching. So that's what I got from the Stitchery. But I ordered the, from Sherry, Iris, I ordered the Country Diaries, and this is A Blackbird in the Bluebells. And this is the box. You get this lovely lidded box. And this, oh, it's got this tissue paper, it's just beautiful, gorgeous. And inside you get 100 gram skein of yarn, a blackbird in the bluebells. Did I say blackberries? Blackbird in the bluebells, and it's greys and blues. It's so gorgeous. That, and you get mini skeins, and those are the colours. So it's, and I think that's going to make a really pretty shawl. Not sure which one, but I think this is going to be a shawl. And also, I ordered a pouch. I can't resist these pouches, they're lovely. I've got quite a few of Sherry's in this one. So that when I'm working, saying it aren't I? When I'm knitting my shawl, I will keep it in this. And you also get a lavender bag. Beautiful lavender bag. Gorgeous. And then you get little bits and pieces, which I absolutely love. There's some fabric to put to my slow stitching. Gorgeous. All the blues. Really lovely. That one is very, very pretty. And a little bit of white on the back. Very, very dark blue, inky blue, which is my favourite. And a little notebook. I love a notebook. It's just plain. So, got the blackbird on the front. And now I'm not sure if this was put in by accident or not, but it's a little bit of washi tape, very thin washi tape. But I said that it is blue, but I'm wondering if it's fallen into my box by mistake. I don't know. And there's that, and then there's a little ink drawing of a blackbird, which I believe Sherry's son Chris draws. Beautiful. And then just some sort of, I think that I don't journal, but I do like all the little bits. I'll probably display this like this. I've got a little old wooden clipboard, and at the moment I've just got some vintage pictures of flowers in it, but I might ring the changes and put that in, and maybe even the fabric. Sort of just do it like that. So that was my it's a Country Diaries. Blackbird in the Bluebells. Beautiful. I'm looking forward to starting that. And that's about it. I thought I would do a more regular podcast, even though I may not have anything finished, but if I sort of come back every couple of weeks, then I think it won't be as long. It'll make me focus on things a little more, and I'll be out there a bit more. I do get a bit bogged down bogged down. I get sort of concerned about my content. You know, I've not finished things, or is there enough to show? And I thought, no, I need to just do it. Just do it. And then And if you do it regularly enough, there will be eventually a finished object. So thank you very much for watching, and thank you for subscribing. I have had a few new subscribers since my last podcast, and that is lovely. Thank you very much. Thank you. So hopefully I'm going to try and do these on a Saturday. That seems to work better, but of course we were away this weekend. But I know I've got a free weekend. I've got the calendar behind me. I'm sure we've got a free weekend. This weekend we are going to see Ian McKellan on Friday night in Manchester. He's Henry V. And so we're having an evening in Manchester. And the following week, I don't think anything's happening. So I could do a podcast then. The following weekend, I believe, is Easter weekend. And my middle daughter and her family are coming to stay. So I won't get much knitting done then, I don't think. But we'll see. And then hopefully do one the following weekend, which I think is the weekend that my son and his family are staying here overnight and then continuing on to Yorkshire the next day. Little bit of a pit stop. So I've got some things to look forward to. And yes, I'm going to get on with things, and hopefully in a fortnight I will have something to show you. Thank you again. Bye.